There is a room they don't speak of. Not in hospitals. Not in train stations. Not even in dreams. A room with no schedule, no announcements, no destination, not only chairs, only silence, only people who are almost gone, and those who are not yet, ready to leave. And in that room, on the last chair near the wall, she waits. They say she's not a ghost. She's not an angel. She's something else, something born from a goodbye that was never spoken, a promise that was never kept, a heartbeat that didn't know it had stopped. Some people meet her in moments between life and death. Some see her in dreams that feel too heavy to wake from. And when they do, she asks only one question: are you still waiting? Or are you ready to remember? Watch this video until the end, because some love stories begin at the edge of the end. To everyone who liked and subscribed, I hope the one you're waiting for finds their way back to you. Comment your city. Have you ever felt like someone was sitting just out of sight, waiting for you to turn around? They call it the last waiting room. No signs, no staff, no clocks on the wall, just rows of old chairs and the hum of a silence that feels watched. People don't arrive here on purpose. They just wake up between one heartbeat and the next and find themselves sitting there, alone, until they aren't. Julian wasn't dying, at least not in a way he could see. He had fallen asleep on the hospital bench after his father's final breath. 1 minute he was dreaming. The next, he was in the room. Wooden chairs, peeling wallpaper, dim lights that never flickered, because flickering would mean change. And in the far corner, someone sat perfectly still. She was dressed in soft gray, not like a nurse, not like a mourner, like someone who no longer dressed for this world. Her face was calm, too calm, like she had waited through centuries and still had time to wait through more. She looked at him and smiled, the kind of smile that made his heart ache before his mind knew why. I've seen you before, he said, confused. Yes, she whispered, in the prayers you never finished. He blinked. Her voice didn't echo. It settled, like dust, like memory, like something once forgotten and finally named. Am I dead? He asked. No, she said. Not yet. They sat in silence for a long time, and the longer he stayed, the less afraid he became. Spoke little, only when it mattered. You prayed to forget her, she said once. He nodded. But you never asked what would happen to the part of you that remembered anyway. He wanted to cry, but there were no tears here, just weight in the chest, like the air had shape. He looked around. No doors? There are, she said, but only one opens when you know why you're here. And in that moment, he remembered, not just his father, but her, the woman he loved once, the one who left with no explanation, the one he never mourned, never spoke of again, the one who now sat beside him wearing someone else's name. His breath caught. It wasn't just someone like her. It was her, older, still, changed in ways that felt like déjà vu. You died, he whispered. I waited, she said. Suddenly, he could hear the ticking of a clock. Just one dot, the door appeared behind her. And for the first time, she stood. You're not here to die, she said. You're here to forgive. He looked at her the way people look at stars when they're sure they'll never see one again. I never got to say goodbye, he said. You don't need to, she replied. I already knew. She reached for his hand. It passed through his but for a moment, he felt warm, loved. Later, the door opened. White light. No sound, no promise. Just peace. She stepped back into her chair. He walked forward. When he awoke, he was still on the hospital bench. The sun was rising. The world unchanged Dot, except for one thing. He no longer felt like something was missing. And every now and then, in the quietest places, airports, hospitals, train stations, he passes a room no one else notices Dot, and in the far corner, there's always a chair. And sometimes he sees her sitting there, still waiting, not for him, but for someone else who never finished a goodbye. Thank you for watching. Some people are born to leave. Others are born to wait. If you've ever missed someone silently, this story is for you. Drop your city in the comments. Have you ever passed a door you weren't supposed to see?